Hey guys, Logan here, and today I'm here to give you guys my review for a movie I went to see yesterday, Death Wish, starring Bruce Willis as Dr. Paul Kersey, who is a surgeon turned vigilante when his family was assaulted at his home by 3 criminals who killed his wife and injured his daughter, and Bruce Willis, Dr. Paul Kersey, comes out of his way to be the vigilante at night to find those criminals who did wrong to his family and make sure that they pay the price for what they have done to his family. This is a basic action revenge story film, even though this is a remake to the old, 1970s Charles Bronson action revenge story film. So, who knows? Maybe this remake could turn out to be great, right? Right? This movie, I believe, was pushed back from November of last year to March 2nd of this year due to some recent events that happened resulting in gun violence. And usually when people look at movies that have been pushed back to a not-so-good time, some people would look at that and say this movie has a horrible timing of its release. And to say that it doesn't have a really good timing of its release, it's like saying that a car hasn't got a really good day because it's a car, basically. I'm just using a metaphor to what these people's arguments is like, so bear with me. And those arguments that people made for movies like this are not very valid, because this movie wasn't bad because of the timing of its release. This movie was bad because it was not good, basically. This remake to the Charles Bronson Death Wish movie in the 1970s, oh boy, let's get into it. This honestly feels like the type of action revenge story film that I have seen multiple times from many other films that have done this before and have actually done it better. I mean, I've seen the premise like this a gazillion times, and it got a little bit boring. Because I've seen the same old type of movie I've seen multiple times. But that's not my only issue with it. The performances from many actors and actresses were really wooden, especially Bruce Willis's performance as Dr. Paul Kersey. I really hate to say this, but Bruce Willis, he didn't seem like he wanted to be a part of this movie. He seemed like he wanted to be a part of this movie just to get a paycheck. And just go with it, and he seemed like he doesn't care to be a part of this movie. He just doesn't give a S about this movie, and you can it really shows just by his facial expressions when he does like this. Throughout the entire movie. I mean, there were moments where you actually laugh out loud. very questionable moments that he did that made you raise your eyebrows and make you go what? Well, why would he want to do that? Now, this movie was directed by Eli Roth, right? From what I understand, he's very well known for directing movies that are very gory, graphic, and violent, and just all that other stuff that he's been known for. He's known for directing movies that have really graphic violence and just make them all as violent as possible and graphic and all that other stuff. And I can kind of see why that would be the case in this movie. Just in my personal opinion, I felt like he gave a lot more effort to those gory and bloody and violent action sequences in the movie than he gave to everything else in this entire film. The storytelling, the character development, the performances in general from actors and actresses, and just everything else. I feel like he cared more about bringing those action scenes that were very gory and very graphic and very violent than he cares more about the story for this movie, which, by the way, was done so many times in so many past films. My biggest issue with this movie is that it felt like a combination of films like John Wick and The Equalizer, With John Wick, you got a simple revenge story that has John Wick wanting to go after the criminals that have killed his puppy, which was a gift from his wife before she died. And with The Equalizer, you got the gory, bloody, and violent action sequences that involved Denzel Washington taking out the Russian mobsters. And just other films in general that are like The Equalizer and John Wick, and were actually done better than what this movie did. This film was trying to bring in a message about what we would do if we were in that situation, about holding some criminals responsible by being vigilantes or someone like that. And I appreciate the film for trying to do that, but I just feel like it didn't need to do that, basically because the tone for this film was really all over the place. From the drama to the action to the thriller to the comedy in general. It was just all over the place with drama and comedy mixed into one. This movie, like I said before, felt like a combination of films that I have seen before and have been done better. And it just uses all the elements that have been used in most other past action revenge films and just turn them in, and just mix them all up and just splatters them, and just I was like, let's pretend like this movie was more entertaining, and let's pretend like we want to have more people talk instead of actually showing more about what the message is about. Just everything. This movie was like not worth watching just based on the issues that I have that I already discussed with you guys. It's just not worth watching. The humor, I will admit, there were a few funny moments that did legitimately make me laugh. I will admit that. So I would say the humor for the most part, and the gory, bloody, and violent action scenes that were done effortlessly, or effortly, they were kind of the only redeeming qualities in this entire film. But for the most part, this was the one action revenge story remake to like one Charles Bronson film that just went all over the place in terms of tone and the story and the character development and just everything else. It was not done the right way. I'm going to give Death Wish a bronze Medal of Honor. So anyway guys, that is my review for Death Wish, starring Bruce Willis as Dr. Paul Kersey. If you guys enjoyed my review, please click the like button and comment down below to let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen it. Please don't go see it. If you enjoy what you've seen here and you want to see future videos from me, please press up there to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great week, Battle Squad, and as always, fight the good fight.